Okay, I'm going to refly that Nantucket flight, this time in a 737, to see if I can do it faster. It was 18 minutes in the Challenger 350. So we should be able to do it faster in the 737. And I'm not even going to taxi. I'm going to cut on the runway and take off right here. All right, I'm going to set up the flight plan before we leave this time. Sometimes I like to do it in the air, but this is such a short flight. There's no time. I'm not going to be in time for that. All right, Nantucket Airport. Let's try ILS for 24. Direct into 24. That's it. That's the flight plan right there. You want to set your altitude higher to get ready for the autopilot. Otherwise, when you click autopilot, the plane does a nosedive if it's on zero. The altitude's on zero, which is a bit ridiculous and unusual. And you gotta wonder if these people actually use this app, honestly. Alright. 89%. The wind shear issues in this game are exaggerated. I mean, that was a bit ridiculous right there. So I'm just complaining up a storm today about Infinite Flight. But it does have issues that need to be, addressed here. Charge $10 a month. Um, so that's about 120 a year if you were subscribed for the whole year. Alright, let's do we did the flight plan, so we hit LNAV and we can't do that yet. Okay, so go to 10,000. Let's try to get up there a little bit fast. Flaps off. Speed can be 250. Flying out of Boston. Here we go. Alright, now if you look over this way, this is Hull, Massachusetts. This is a beach called Nantucket. We're flying to Nantucket, which is kind of a similar name. This is the tip of Cape Cod right there. Provincetown, Cape Cod. Alright, once we get to 10,000, we can increase the speed, and we're going to be in Nantucket in no time. Our flight time's already 1 minute, and we're probably over Hingham, Massachusetts right now. Alright, mean sea level altitude's 9,000, so let's start cranking on that. Alright, this is Plymouth, Massachusetts. That's where the Pilgrims landed. So we're moving right along. Flying the same exact flight path I just flew with a Challenger 350, which is a smaller plane. Can't go quite as fast. It's a whole hook. Cape Cod takes about an hour to drive from Cape Cod Canal Bridge to the hook, to the tip of the hook. 1 hour drive. That is one long hook. Hopefully you watch these on 2 times speed. I mention that every now and then. 2 times speed. That's what I do. It makes it a lot more interesting because you don't have to wait so long for things to happen. Sometimes in flight, it's just, all the time really. It's a game of patience for these games. And for passengers in real life too. And probably for pilots in real life sometimes. Alright, VNAV, vertical navigation. That'll bring us down to our landing altitude. At the last, or the second to last waypoint, we have to be at 2,000 feet to pick up the ILS. Or those are the ILS settings anyways. 2,000 on this. The rule is, as I've said many times, is that you have to be under 3,000 feet and under 200 knots to get the ILS approach. The airport ILS equipment communicates with the plane and lands it automatically. That's what we're going to be trying to do today. Sometimes it doesn't work right in this game for some reason. Depends on I think some planes are better than others. 737-800 has issues. 900 wasn't so bad. I've been using that lately, and we'll see if the 700 has any issues with the ILS today. So far, this is looking like a shorter flight from the Challenger 350. Challenger 350 was 18 minutes flight time in the air. And we're at 8 right now. The island in Nantucket right here. All right, altitude 5,700. This this turn, excuse me, is got to be sharp. So we will slow down before we get there. All right, let's bring the speed down to 190 so we can get the ILS. It'll take time to get down to 190. All right, turn into the cone. Big right turn. All right, I'm going to see if the approach button will take over now. It appears to be guiding the plane in for the landing. The LOC is green, but the ALT is not. And I don't know why that is. Maybe we're not close enough yet. But the ALT, which is probably altitude, right, turns into GS, which I can only guess would be ground speed. I don't know. But if anyone knows, leave it in the comments. So when approach is working properly, it'll say green LOC, which it does. And then the blinking ALT you see down there on the right will turn into a green GS. And I'd like to know what that means for sure. LOC is probably locator. ALT, I just don't know. But it's not lowering our altitude. Just slow down anyway. More flaps, 15. Gear down. Let's arm the spoilers for landing, and I do the auto brakes. Okay, we got GS now. It's green. So there should be no problem now. I've never had a problem after both those things have turned green. That's how it always works. Because this has exaggerated wind conditions on landing, keeping the center line right at landing is difficult. And it really shouldn't be. This runway is green, which means it's the one they're using to land planes, so we shouldn't be blowing all over the place every single time we land on these things. But that does happen too much. Alright, going down the runway. 15-minute flight, 16 minutes now. So it's about the same amount of time. As the Challenger 350 was. Well, I'm using my rudder there to get the plane to the center, which I didn't want to do. So it was an ugly landing, but I'm gonna blame it on the phantom winds, I guess. It's just no way, there's no good way to know what the winds are doing that I know of. If you know something about the winds in this game, please leave it in comments. Alright, flight time 17 minutes. Welcome to Nantucket.